Margaret Delaney was 82, wore the same cardigan for decades, and never owned a luxury car. To her neighbors in Vermont, she seemed poor, or at least just getting by. But when her small-town bank shut down in 2024, the staff found something shocking. Margaret had over $3.2 million tucked away through real estate, old dividend stocks, and decades of compound interest. She wasn't flashy. She didn't invest in Bitcoin or chase side hustles. Instead, she lived below her means, avoided lifestyle inflation, and quietly built stealth wealth. This is a financial freedom story you won't believe, and one that proves frugal living still works in 2025. In a world obsessed with flex culture and financial stress, Margaret's story proves one thing: you don't need a big income to build real freedom. You need the right habits. In today's world of credit cards, get-rich-quick schemes, and financial stress, Margaret's story shows us something powerful. Quiet wealth is real, and you don't need to be rich to build it. This video will reveal practical saving tips, budgeting methods, and money strategies that people like Margaret have used for decades, and why they still work in 2025. Number 1. Cash was queen, the power of tangible money. When Margaret was young, her mother didn't use credit cards or banking apps. She kept her money in glass jars, each one labeled rent, groceries, emergency. That was budgeting in its simplest form. She could see exactly how much she had and what each dollar was for. This method helped people avoid overspending and stay out of debt. When the money in the jar ran out, you stopped spending. Simple and effective. Today, this idea is coming back. It's called the cash stuffing method, and it's popular on social media. Many young people are using envelopes, binders, and trackers to plan their spending just like grandma did. Why is this working again? Studies show people spend less money when using cash instead of cards. It feels more real. You see the money leaving your hands. Using physical cash helps with money discipline, saving more, and avoiding impulse buying. Even in the digital age, going old school can be a smart move. So before you swipe your next card, ask yourself, what would grandma do? Because up next, you'll see how she turned leftovers, rips, and scraps into a system that built wealth faster than any app ever could. Number 2. The use it up, wear it out economy. Margaret didn't believe in throwing things away. If a sock had a hole, she fixed it. If a coat ripped, she sewed it. If food was left over, she turned it into soup. This way of life wasn't just about saving, it was about making every dollar count. This old mindset is now coming back in style. Many people today are trying minimalist living, frugal lifestyles, and sustainable budgeting. They're taking part in no-buy challenges, fixing their clothes instead of buying new ones, and reusing everything they can.
Why?
Because waste costs money, and cutting back on waste can help you save money fast. Living this way teaches you to be creative and resourceful. It also helps reduce credit card debt, lower spending, and build better financial habits. This mindset is also better for the planet. It matches with today's focus on eco-friendly finance and slow living. Just like Margaret, more people are learning that wealth doesn't come from buying more, it comes from using what you already have wisely. So next time something breaks, ask yourself, can I fix it instead of replacing it? Number 3. Boring investments that win. Margaret never followed the crowd when it came to money. While others chased big returns in risky stocks or new tech companies, she stuck to simple investing. She bought blue-chip stocks, shares in strong, steady companies, and held them for decades. She also reinvested her dividends, which helped her money grow without doing anything extra. This kind of investing is called long-term investing, and many people think it's boring. But boring works. In fact, studies show that patient investors often make more money than people who trade often. One popular method today is dividend investing, buying stocks that pay you money regularly. Margaret used this strategy before it had a name. She didn't need to gamble to build wealth. She needed consistency, patience, and time. Another smart strategy she used was buying index funds. These are low-cost investments that follow the whole stock market. They don't try to beat the market, they just match it. Over time, they often beat expensive active funds. In 2025, more young people are following this path too, especially those in the FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early. They focus on passive income, saving aggressively, and building quiet wealth. So if you're tired of market hype and constant risk, remember, simple investing strategies can still build strong, lasting wealth. The key isn't excitement. The key is results. Margaret's approach wasn't flashy. It was slow, steady, and deeply frugal, the kind of quiet millionaire habit that wins over time. Number 4. The house hack before it was cool. Back in the 1960s, Margaret and her husband bought a small duplex, a house with 2 units. They lived in one side and rented out the other. That rent money helped them pay the mortgage each month. It was simple, smart, and helped them build home equity early. Today, this strategy is called house hacking, a real estate method that's helped thousands achieve financial independence on low income, and it's one of the top real estate investing methods for beginners. Many people now rent out rooms on Airbnb, live with roommates, or turn basements into small rental units to earn passive income. What Margaret did without knowing the term is now a popular way to reduce housing costs, pay down debt faster, and even start a real estate portfolio. In a time when housing prices are high and rent keeps rising, house hacking helps people live affordably while growing wealth. It's not flashy, but it works. Margaret's rule was simple: if your home isn't helping you earn, it's costing you more than it should. Whether it's a duplex, a tiny house in the backyard, or a rented garage apartment, creative housing solutions are making a comeback. And like Margaret, smart people are using their homes not just for shelter, but as a smart financial asset. Number 5. The sacred emergency fund ritual. Margaret treated her emergency fund like a sacred rule. Every week, no matter what, she saved a small amount. That tiny ritual gave her peace of mind and the freedom to never borrow a cent in 40 years. That money was not for fun or shopping. It was for real emergencies only. An emergency fund is money saved for sudden problems like job loss, medical bills, or car repairs. In today's world of rising living costs and financial uncertainty, having this fund can protect you from going into credit card debt. Now, with apps like Capital, it's easier than ever to automate savings. You can set up automatic transfers so your emergency fund grows without thinking about it. Experts recommend saving at least 3 to 6 months of expenses. It gives you peace of mind and freedom to make better money decisions. Margaret's habit is still one of the smartest personal finance strategies today. Number 6. Money talk was taboo, but intentional. Margaret didn't talk about money all the time. In her generation, it was considered rude to discuss income, savings, or debt openly. But that didn't mean she ignored it. She and her husband had quiet, regular money check-ins. Every few months, they sat at the kitchen table with a notebook and reviewed their budget, bills, and financial goals. No drama, just planning. Today, people are learning that financial communication is key to a healthy life and relationship. Many couples now plan money dates where they talk about saving, investing, and spending habits. Being open about personal finance helps avoid money problems and builds trust. Margaret also led by example. Her kids saw her saving, writing down expenses, and never buying more than she could afford. This silent teaching is now called financial modeling, and experts say it's one of the best ways to pass on smart money habits. Even if you don't talk about money all the time, being intentional, setting time, creating routines, and modeling smart behavior can build generational wealth and financial peace. Money talk doesn't have to be loud. It just has to be clear and consistent. This kind of silent routine shows the difference between budgeting versus frugality. One's about tracking, the other is about values. Number 7. Community wealth over personal flex. Margaret never cared about showing off her money. She didn't buy luxury clothes or expensive cars. Instead, she focused on helping others and growing community wealth. She once helped a neighbor buy a small piece of land by lending part of her savings, interest-free. She joined a local credit union instead of a big bank, and she shared a garden plot with 3 other families. Her goal was not just personal gain, but to help her whole community do better. Today, this mindset is making a comeback. People are starting investment clubs, using peer-to-peer lending platforms like Kiva, and joining group saving circles. These ideas support financial inclusion and allow more people to grow wealth together. Margaret believed that real success wasn't about what you owned, it was about what you could build with others. This kind of collective finance is now helping people escape debt, buy homes, and start businesses. In a world full of pressure to flex on social media, her story is a reminder. Quiet wealth, shared wisely, is more powerful than loud spending. Smart money moves don't just lift one person, they lift whole communities. Margaret's money habits may seem old-fashioned, but they built real results, while she lived simply and saved smart. If she could quietly build millions while living below her means, so can you. Start with just one small change today and subscribe for more real money video and smart finance habits that actually work in 2025.